Hi, I've got a Swift Bessacarr 424, and unfortunately, if I open the door and open the fly screen, actually one of the cords has broken, but I'm going to try and replace it with this stuff, which is 1.1mm Kevlar black line. And what I've found is that at the bottom here, there are a number of screws, and all you do is undo those and lift the whole thing up, and it comes out as a unit. There are keyways on the back of the door which engage with screws in the frame. Here is the basic diagram of how the cords lie within the frame. Essentially, there are 4 cords arranged in pairs, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom of the frame, which pass up or down the slider bar depending on which pair they are, and then travel through the pleated mesh pack to be anchored with a spring tensioning device. It's actually quite straightforward, but to work this out I had to completely and carefully dismantle the entire frame. So this is a bit back to front, but I think it helps make sense of what is to follow. So let's get on with it.
Unscrewing the threshold plate reveals the bottom cord anchor. The short cord is actually the broken cord I will replace, and there should actually be 2 cords running back to the slider from here. Unscrewing the top corner on the same side shows the other cord anchor. Note there are 2 complete cords here. Once you've unscrewed the remaining top corner, this is what it looks like. You can clearly see the 2 cords going into the slider bar and the mesh pack engaged with the frame channel. Looking at the other end, this is what you have. You can now slide the mesh pack out of the frame channel, and that shows the spring tension anchors. And if you pull the cords, you can see how they work. Remove the caps from both ends of the slider bar using a T10 driver. Once they're off, you can carefully slide out the entire mesh pack and have that separate from all of the other metal bits. And now we're nearly there. Thread the spring onto the new cord and crimp or fix any fitting to stop it pulling through. Carefully measure the length and cut the new cord oversized to give you some room for error. I found it helpful to tape the cord onto the mesh pack to maintain an equal tension on the springs between the existing and new cord. Thread a large needle with the free end of the cord and pull it through the mesh pack before running it down to clamp it with the existing cord in the anchor fitment.
So there we are, job done. Reassembly is just a simple matter of reversing what you did when you dismantled it. So it all goes back together quite easily actually. You might need a little bit of WD-40 to ease the mesh pack into the channels, but apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. Once you've got it fitted, there we are. Nice and strong and should be good for ages. This obviously is specific to this particular door, which I imagine is quite generic. Your door may be a bit different, so just take things apart quite carefully, and I think you'll manage perfectly well to be able to replace a cord.